is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we listen to all of their records. We rank them from worst to best. We give our biggest banger and stinker from each of these records. Also, you don't have to do it. This week, we're out of easy hard season. We're trying to double up on some episodes to catch up a bit. And a friend of the pod, there's a friend of the pod who asked us to do this next band, and it's Rage Against the Machine. We've put off doing Rage Against the Machine on the podcast for a very long time because we do have another podcast called Rage Against the Pod where we break down each song individually, each episode, but we never finished doing it. We got about 2/3 of the way through all of their songs, and then we just kind of petered out a couple years ago. And people have been asking us to go back and finish it, but we just get lazy and we do a few episodes and then we forget to do it again. So
this has been re-energized, reinvigorated, reignited something. I was like, damn, this is fucking good stuff. Like I want to at least finish it. We got to finish it.
We got to finish Rap Pod. We got to finish it. So maybe we will, because I think we have 22 songs, 23 songs left that we haven't done yet. Out of all of their music. So maybe we'll start it up again soon. You know, people want us to do it, so we probably will. But anyway, we listen to all 4 of Rage Against the Machine's records. This is going to be obviously a short episode. So let's just start with the worst Rage album. What do you got? Go.
I don't think there's anybody on the earth that wouldn't. Everybody who ranks these records are going to have the same number 4. Oh yeah, everybody.
You got
everybody.
You have to. I can't even fuck around and say that.
Yeah, no, you can't. And that's Renegades. It's their last record, the year 2000. It's a covers album, but it's a solid compilation of covers. They cupboards, like the Indian in the Cupboard. Remember that movie?
I do. I remember the book too.
Dude,
but you don't read books. That's right. Yeah, I forgot you don't. It's based off a book. There's a whole series. It's not even just one book. There's a whole series.
Of course. Yeah. What could the series be? Just the Adventures of the Indian in the Cupboard?
Honestly, I don't remember. What the series was.
Was Small Soldiers based on a book?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that would devastate me.
That would devastate me.
That would devastate you. Okay.
God, books are so dumb. Yeah, they stay true to everything. Like in its barest form, but they add their sound to it. And that's really what you want from a cover. Yeah. Most of the time it works well, and sometimes it works fucking fantastically, but only a couple times where it's just kind of like, that was kind of stupid,
kind of a dud. Yeah.
Like the Devo cover, that's definitely I think that's the worst one. It's just like, I get it, you like Devo, who doesn't like fucking Devo, but dude, you could have chose a better song, a song that suits your needs better. And honestly, Kick Out the Jams, dude. That's a weak cover. It's weak. Oh, okay. It's one dimensional. Like the song was a fucking perfect song for sure, but like they didn't do anything to improve on it. They didn't make it their own. They didn't even sound any different than MC5. It's just like, that's whatever's. Yeah. But damn, like what a cool way to get like the younger mainstream kids like interested in like the political messages of Bob Dylan or Minor Threat. Like I don't think there's a bad song on this album. I also don't think it's entirely phoned in, but it's just it's definitely a cheap way to end like such a legacy. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Renegades is the obvious winner. But Maggie's Farm, I love Maggie's Farm. I love the Dylan version. I love this version. I think it's fucking great. So that's what I got for my banger. I do stinkers. Did we do stinkers? We're not supposed to do stinkers right now, are we?
No, we're doing stinkers. Yeah, I have a stinker.
We are?
For this one. I got a stinker for this one.
Is that what we're doing forever now?
Yeah, we're doing it forever.
Okay, fuck it.
Easy hard season.
Then I'm choosing. Kick Out
the Jams?
The Devo. No.
Oh, Devo. Beautiful World.
Yeah, because I would rather listen to Kick Out the Jams, even though it's cheap. I would rather listen to that than the Devo one.
Oh man. So yeah, my number 4, Renegades, obviously from 2000. I think this is more like a contractual thing. I think that's the only reason why they made it. I don't think that's ever been confirmed. But I mean, they were essentially broken up at this point. They didn't get along, or at least Zach didn't get along with the rest of the guys. And they didn't tour on this record. There's no proper music video with the band in it. I mean, there was a video for Renegades of Funk, but it was just a bunch of random shit. It wasn't it wasn't a collaborative thing. And Rick Rubin is the only one that Rick Rubin produced, and which is fine. That's fine. It's cool.
Thank God.
But what I do like about this What I do like about this record is how every song does sound different from the other. For the most part, they do add their rage thing to it. So I don't think Kick Out the Jams is not, it's not the worst song, but it's definitely not the best song on this record. But it is cool how they really slowed it down. Like it's almost like half as slow as the or half as fast, half as slow, whatever, as the original, as the MC5 version. It's very, very slow.
What would you say? Half as fast or half as slow?
I think it's half as fast. I think it's
half as fast.
Half as fast.
Huh.
Is that even the right thing to say? Half as
I don't know.
Are we kind of going stupid right now? But I don't know.
Well,
but
half as.
But yeah, on record, that song they played it very, very slow. But then you ever hear them play it live, they played it the same tempo as the MC5 version, which is really cool too. But I do like the kind of craziness where they just changed the song almost completely, like Beautiful World, Devo. I mean, I don't think this song is the best song on the record, but it's not the worst, because
it's the worst song on the record.
The worst song
is Maggie's Farm. No, it's not.
It is Maggie's Farm.
No, it's not.
And the original, the Bob Dylan song, sucks. It sucks.
Hey, crazy.
And yeah, Maggie's Farm on this one is my stinker. In the end, nothing is terrible. Nothing's bad. There are no actual stinkers on here, but the worst song is Maggie's Farm.
That's you're just being wild. Don't be wild.
It's true. I don't make the rules. But then what you said, it's cool how most of the songs, you know, they put their own rage thing on it. They didn't just do a straight cover. But then you didn't bring up the Minor Threat song, In My Eyes. That is just straight up. They didn't rageify it at all.
That's true.
It's a straight up Minor Threat cover. There's no frills. I love it.
But
I love it.
I put that in my category of it's cool that they got the younger mainstream kids to get into the political ideals of Bob Dylan and
Minor Threat.
And then Minor Threat. So that's right. That's right. I added them. But yeah, it's the same. Okay. But like it's Minor Threat versus like fucking MC5. Like MC, you know what I mean? Like MC5, like you just took the same fucking song and did it. Like, I don't know. You can't have two of those in the same record. You just can't do it.
And I mean, it's really cool how they took Renegades of Funk and made it completely different, completely made it their own. But there were still like little moments in there that you're like, okay, this is Africa Bambaataa. You know, you could tell that this is just straight up from that song. But they really made it their own, especially with Tom Morello with the crazy fucking guitar effects and shit that he does.
Dude, their version's better than fucking African Bambaataa's version.
Yeah, totally.
It's straight up better.
Way better. Way better. But it's so fucking different. Street Fighting Man is my banger on this one. It has been for many, many years. There's enough of the original here to really recognize the song, but there's a lot of really cool, weird shit that Tom Morello does that I fucking love on this song. Like that helicopter kind of thing that he does that he did with Audioslave as well. Throws in Street Fighting Man. It's fantastic. Down on the Street's another banger. God, it's so good. So good. Microphone Fiend, great hip hop cover. Anyway, it's a great record. It's just you have to put it someplace. I really don't want to say anything negative about it because it really is a fantastic fucking record. So Renegades, my number 4. What do you got for number 3? Go.
Battle of LA. Album of the week, number 3. Battle of LA.
Okay, you're an idiot. My number 3 is Rage Against the Machine's Rage Against the Machine.
Of course.
Rage is Rage It. Rage is Rage. First album from 1992. Once again, I think this is that's a perfect record. I don't give a fuck. It's a perfect record.
You're spoiling your wow, okay.
Right. I mean, come on. It really, there's nothing, I mean, musically, it's fantastic. The songs are great. Lyrically, it's the weakest. I mean, when it comes to original material, this is the weakest record lyrically of the 3. But I get it. They're young. He's young. Whatever. Who cares? But what they were doing was really cool. It was really different. Just some really truly iconic, catchy moments. Great guitar playing. B-Dubs, Brad Wilk. He has some really cool drum parts too on this record. Timmy C keep just funkifying a lot of these songs too. It's fantastic. So Rage is Rage. It's a great fucking record. I love it. Stinker. Killing in the Name. I never really cared for this song. I think it's cheesy. I think it's kind of lame. But I get the point of it. Like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. It repeats. I get it. He repeats himself over and over and over again. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point of the song. It's like, you shouldn't be
the whole point of Zach's existence.
I know. It's like, but it's also like him repeating himself is also like, this is like his like sarcastic way of like, don't tell me what to do. I don't know. We'll get into it on Rap Pod later, but I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, Killing in the Name, that's my least favorite song on this one. And it's annoying that the radio has picked it up so much. Like the fucking K-Rock here in LA, they've played this song every fucking day since it came out in 1992, honestly.
And it's like, if you're not going to play the fuck you part, don't play it at all.
Yeah, they just completely cut out that whole section.
Stupid. That's fucking ridiculous. Like that's what this band fucking stands against. If you're not going to play it, don't play it at all. These guys, like, even though there's a whole lot of like sellout kind of like vibe to them, like they never fucking shied away. They played fuck you. Even when they were told, you better not play that, they go, okay, we won't play it. We're going to play it.
Look at SNL.
We're going to play it. Yeah. Like they fucking did it like on Letterman too. They played it and gave the middle finger to the cameras. Like they didn't give a shit, dude. They just played whatever the fuck they wanted to do whenever they wanted to play it.
Yep. My banger, Know Your Enemy or Township Rebellion. That riff, yeah. That riff in Know Your Enemy. Oh, it's so fucking good. It's one of the coolest riffs that they've ever done, that Tom's ever done. So I love that. Township Rebellion's really cool because it's a faster paced song. The verses come in really hot and all that cowbell. And then it kind of like half times during the chorus. It gets super fucking groovy with that big riff. So I love both songs, honestly, equally. Know Your Enemy.
It was so good. That part, the dun 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 dun. Whoop whoop whoop. What the fuck was that? When they're jamming that thing too, and he did, they probably all stopped. Like, dude,
what? That's it.
That was it. We're done. Call it. That was fucking amazing.
That part of Know Your Enemy. He lets that last one ring out too. So good. Oh shit. Yeah, Know Your Enemy is great. And not because of Maynard, because I know Maynard is on that. He does the vocals in the bridge. And whatever. It's fine. That part's fine. But the song itself is fantastic. So that's my number 3, Rage is Rage. Yeah, if you want to listen to us break down some of these songs more, listen to Rage Against the Pod. Go check it out. So I'm going to be saying that a lot because I can. So what do you
and also like just on the main episode too, the notes that I have a lot of fucking notes because like as I started reading that all started coming back to me. But I don't want to get into some of the songs that we have not done on Rage Against the Pod too much because I want to save it for Rage Against the Pod. Otherwise, this episode will literally be like 3 or 4 hours.
I agree. But we'll talk more. We'll go further into that on the main episode.
Number 2.
What do you got?
Evil Empire is my number 2. What do you want me to do?
I want you to have better rankings. This is stupid.
This was my favorite.
Fell down and hit your head.
Dude, this was my favorite for so many years, and it's hard. It's hard to rank the top 3 because they do change, and they like, man, it's like sometimes I'm in love with one over the other, and I listen to it over and over and over. But this is where I'm at this week. That's it. I like that this is kind of like their most hip hop sounding record. I like that they really pulled from their first record and just made everything so much bigger and grandiose. Everything's so much bigger, as if they had like an orchestra behind them. Like all the noises, all the chords they use, everything is just big. There's no more like small power chords. There's no more just riffing. Like everybody's getting really behind and making, I don't know, really, really good textures and layers. Yeah. They got themselves a Grammy for Tire Me, which is fucking bizarre. And
so weird.
And all the songs. And I was trying to like figure out like how the fuck did that even happen, right? Like that's just it's not a radio friendly like song. It's a little bit bizarre, and K-Rock doing like what K-Rock does, like you mentioned earlier, they're still playing the hits from fucking their first record.
Yeah.
And like People of the Sun, right? People of the Sun's a huge song for them. And
Tire Me, obviously.
Bulls on Parade's like one of their biggest songs, which I think that's also fucking weird too, because that's not a radio friendly hit. The way like
I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. These brown people ain't seen a brown skinned man since their grandparents bought one. I mean, come on, that right there. How is that able
bass line,
that radio?
And then goes in. Oh, so good. Just so SoCal cool, man. So fucking like so Warren G Regulators, man. So such that cool like G funk kind of sound. Perfect fucking song. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool. What's funny is that this is one of those records that isn't radio friendly, but it sounds like it's a record for like the true Yeds, right? Mm-hmm. Like if this band had come out and no one had really heard of them, and people started like getting into them and like their sixth record, like, oh, if you like this, you should go back and listen to Evil Empire. That's their fucking like that's their Pinkerton, right? Like that's the one this sounds like a bunch of songs that are for like the true Rage Against the Machine fans. Like it's dark, it's a more direct approach to like the pissed off wild sound of their first. I think like it's objectively better than their first record in every way, but it's not overall better.
It's not better.
It's not. Roll Right was the one that hit me this week. Just such a bang of a riff, and when everyone comes in and Timmy C gets to like note match with Tom, it's so fucking heavy. But then we get Timmy C the groove, and he stays true to the riff, but he changes it up so he's not taking over the whole entire song. He's just reminding you, like, hey, don't forget, we had this cool fucking riff like 20 seconds ago, and we're gonna do it again in a minute, but just give it some time. And Timmy C, man, just like knows when to shut the fuck up, and he knows when to let everyone else sound amazing, and he's great. He's great. Mm-hmm. Wind Below, I think, I don't want to say it's a stinker because it's one of the better songs on the album, but it's like 6 minutes long. It just does not need to be that long.
Yeah.
Has cool riffage. It just does not need to be that long.
All right. So Evil Empire, number 2. That is wrong. So my number 2 is The Battle of LA.
Battle of LA.
Album of the week.
Same as always.
What do you same as always? Bullshit. Fuck you. It's like not even true at all. So what do you got for number 1?
Looks like I'm drinking motor oil.
It does look like it.
So good. Nice, so tasty. Yeah, number 1, self-titled, Rage Against the Machines. Rage Against the Machines is their first album, 1992. It's pretty wild to think that the first track you would have heard from Rage, right? This record drops. Everybody's kind of pushing it. Hey, check out this new band. They're really cool. And then you hear boop, 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 boop. And you think like,
it's that one note that goes boop. That's the best part of that whole thing.
And then the second part, you go boop, boop, bloop, just a little hammer on there. But like, that's the most simplistic fucking pentatonic riff like imaginable, right? Like fucking AC/DC style Back in Black shit. That's so fucking dumb. Then you get the and you're just like, what the fuck? Like what? And then it transitions into a completely different thing. And then it gets into super groove. And you get this guy just kind of like lackadaisical singing, but not really rapping, but not really doing anything else. And you're kind of like, what the fuck is this supposed to be? And by the time we get to the end of this, you have no idea like what they are pulling from, except that you realize that, dude, they are pulling from everything. They are pulling from like contemporary Chuck D, Public Enemy. They're pulling from like Devo stuff, because they're trying to be like kind of like faster punk and quirky. They're doing everything that I like, and they are doing something that really no one has ever sounded like this before. No one's done rap rock like this. No one's done metal rap rock like this. Mike Patton tried to rap at one point in some of those Faith No More songs, and it was stupid, just not very good. This like Chili Peppers kind of did this sound, but not the rap part.
No.
And if you think he's doing rap, he's just being an annoying scat fuck about it. That's it. That's not rap. That's just being a dickhead.
Also, nobody is really as commanding as Zach De La Rocha.
And that's the thing. This record is cocky, dude. This record is fucking the style, the lyrics, the cover art, everything about this is so. These are all aggressive tactics to make you think, oh, this band just wants to stand out. They want to be like different than everybody else. There's only 10 songs here, but there are 10 fucking bangers. Every single song on here has its own identity, sounds entirely different from everything else, but still keeps in the scope of what they wanted to achieve. And like a quarter of these songs have just like entered like the musical ethos and become a part of everyday musical conversation. Like Killing in the Name, dude, that's a fucking banger. That is a perfect fucking song.
But the worst.
It is untouchable. Absolutely. Zach's Rage builds so nicely. And they've all, again, like I said earlier, they've always stayed true when playing this song. They don't censor themselves. And that's fucking crazy that like everybody knows, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And then, the big joke is, fuck you, I will do what you tell me. Like, nah, man, like we'll get onto it later on and then the main episode. But like, dude, these guys came out swinging, and not just swinging. These guys were like punching up. They were punching out of their weight class with this fucking record. It is absolutely wild. To think that this is not like the best record they've put out is fucking obnoxious. It's fearless. It's fearless.
It is.
It's incredible. It's beyond that. It's crazy.
It's also it's not the greatest storytelling, and musically it's not the best thing that Tom's put out or the rest of the guys have put out.
And that's exactly why it's the best, because if Zach had written the type of lyrics he was writing for Bola on this record, it would have lost its edge. Everyone would like, what are you saying? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, why is there metaphors? And I don't know what those are, dude. Like, no, the most effective way you could possibly get people to listen to your message is say, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And that's absolutely perfect. That is playing to your audience and building your stage, dude. He came out and they're building their stage here. They're starting from the bottom and they're just going to build on that through Evil Empire, through Bola.
Okay,
crazy.
I get it.
Bull in the Head, though. Bull in the Head is my favorite fucking song, man. I love this song so goddamn much. And like, I'm a sucker for like the double time, right? The and the double time it, like, fuck off.
And then it's the snare. It's the da 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 da. Oh, there's the pause and the
massive drop.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
The stuttering of the snare, the silence, the fucking hell, man.
Like,
that is incredible.
You know what's crazy too?
What gives them the right? What gives them the right?
It's just to think that like Cal State, was it Cal State Northridge where they played?
That was like their third show. Yeah, their third show ever or something like that.
And if you watch that video, there's people like walking back and forth. Like, you imagine you're that kid that's like, oh, I'm going to be late for fucking my dork class. And you're watching
my history of rock and roll class, my fucking geology class,
surfing class. I took a ping pong class. That's why I'm so good at ping pong.
Oh, okay. Debatable.
Walking to your dork classes. All the classes I got A's in were the classes that people think I probably shouldn't be classes, but that's beside the point. Never miss any of those classes. But yeah, you see all these people walking by. Like, imagine that kid who's like walking to like history, fucking, I'm going to be late. And like years later, you find out like, damn, dude, that was Rage. And I walk past him because I'm a fucking schmuck, dude. Because I'm a fucking butthole. That's crazy to me. What a bunch of idiots. Because I'm a butthole.
Oh boy. All right, so that's your number one. My number one, Evil Empire, second record from '96. I think musically this is a big step up from the first one. Lyrically, it certainly is as well. What Brendan O'Brien got out of these guys, the producer, they recorded this record live in a room together. I don't remember if they did that on the first record. You know what's weird about all three of these records, or actually all four records? There's not really a lot written about any of the recording. Like, nothing. Considering how massive this band is, and you get these big bands, every mic they used, every guitar, every blah 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 blah. But with Rage, none of these records have any stories, and I get it. Like, they're very kind of DIY. They used the same guitars on every song, the same guitar on every song, the same amp.
The way we play live is the way we're going to record it,
which is really cool too.
That's what I think you should be doing.
I think that's cool, but it's funny that this band there aren't really any stories about any of the recordings. But yeah, Evil Empire. What, that they're a plant? Well, we've talked about that before. But yeah, Evil Empire is my favorite. The songs just are they stand out. They all stand out from each other. They all have their own style, their own individuality. There you go.
Duality.
There you go. Yeah. So no. Every song on here is absolutely fucking killer. I want to get more into this record. I want to talk more about it, but it's like, go listen to the other podcast, Rage Against the Pod. This is like, once again, this is why we haven't done Rage on Asinine Radio in many, many years, because we've done Rap Pod or Rage Against the Pod. We're saving it. But Isaac, friend of the pod, Isaac, he really likes Rage Against the Pod, and he really has wanted us to do Rage for a long time, so we're doing it. But yeah, Evil Empire.
I wonder what his rankings are.
I'm curious.
Are probably Renegades number 1, Bola number 2, and then probably Alive on number 3. Nah, I'm just fucked
up. But yeah, no, Evil Empire, and also this one, yeah, it was recorded live. It took very little time to actually record. But damn, dude, the sounds that Tom Morello was getting from his guitar, the weird effects, all that weird shit. The riffs are huge; they're crushing. Huge step up lyrically with Zach on this record as well.
Come up.
Love saying that. My stinker, Wind Below. There's nothing wrong with this song, but I had to pick a stinker.
It's too long. It really is.
It is long. Yeah, it is long. But yeah, that's my stinker if I had to choose one. Banger, Viet Now. I love this song. I would say this is top 3 Rage for me. Viet Now. Love it. I mean, Brad Wilkes is drumming, B-Dubs' drums on this one. He has some great parts, great fucking fills. This is the best thing he's ever done in this band. Is that particular song? It's a faster paced song. Great wordplay. Great rapping from Zach as well. Really, Timmy C and Tom Morello, they kind of like sit back and let those two guys kind of groove with each other and kind of really sink in with one another, which is really fucking cool too. I do love Viet Now. It's fantastic. We actually did Viet Now on the Rage Against the Pod. So if you want to listen to us break down that one song, go check it out. Any podcast.
It's top 10 for me.
It's a great song. Top 3, Viet Now, Evil Empire, best record. Love this record. So that's all we have for the rankings. Stay tuned for the main episode. We're getting into the Battle of Los Angeles, or BOLA, from Rage Against the Machine. And that's it. That's all.